Hi video friends, Liz Cleva, and I have another shopping tool with you here in my hands, hiding again today. Yes, last week I had a shopping tool and this week I have another. So tiny it can fit in the closed palm of my hands. What is it? Stay tuned. Thanks so much for sticking with me. I'm Liz Cleva from Closet Play Image, where we are all about bright ideas for your style and your wardrobe. So what is today's style tool that's hiding in my hands? Well, voila, it's a tape measure. No, not to take your measurements. Because I don't want to take your measurements. But I do want you to know the measurements of some of your favorite pieces of clothing. What is the, what we call, across the waist distance, for example, of your favorite pair of jeans, or the across the hips distance? Because when you go shopping, particularly if you go thrifting, because a lot of times when you go thrifting or consignment shopping, there's no tags in your clothes. And we'll talk about tags and things in last week's video, so I will link that up here with the hint that came from that one as well. But having a measuring tape can be a huge blessing, because if I go through the racks and I know that my jeans are 14 inches or 15 inches or 16 inches, whatever that number is across the waist, right? From, just directly across from side to side. If I know that distance, then it's very easy for me at Goodwill or at the consignment shop, without even getting to the dressing room and without relying on size. Without relying on those size tags, because we're going to talk about that in just a second. I can look at it and go, oh, yeah, that's likely to work. I'll still have to try it on, but okay, that's likely to work. I can narrow down my choices in a heartbeat with just a simple glance at a tape measure. So now what do I mean by ignore the sizing? Well, if you are looking at items from a brand with which you are familiar and you already know your size in that brand, well, that is super helpful, right? If you know that trousers from Talbot's in a size 2 curvy fit you well, then awesome. Look for that online, on eBay, in the store, whatever, right? If you already are familiar with a brand, maybe you know the Madewell jeans are awesome for you, or the Everlane pants, whatever it is. If those are awesome for you, it rocks your world if you know the size on those. But let's talk just a little bit about size. Here's 2 skirts that I just bought this spring. There's one. There's the other. Bought the pink one on eBay, bought the gray one at my favorite local consignment shop. So if you look at the waist there, you can see that the waist, if I match it up, can you see there? So there's the waist matched on one side and the waist here on the other. So the gray one is just a smidgen bigger in the waist than the pink, because they hang slightly differently, right? The gray one hangs a little bit lower on the waist and the pink one a little higher on the waist. But yeah, so okay. What do you think about the size of these? What do you think is gonna happen with these? Are they gonna be close to the same size? Are they gonna be like next to each other? Is one gonna be like a 4 and one gonna be a 6? Like, are they gonna be about the same size? Oh, well, let's take a peek. So this is a recently fairly current skirt, Banana Republic. That's cute. Okay. It's really wide through the hips, so it does work for me, even though, it's kind of small because the waist. This skirt, on the other hand, is a size 8. Yep. This skirt is from the 1970s. It is a totally different size. So if you ever hear people talking about vanity sizing and how clothing sizes have changed dramatically in the past 50 years, this is what they're talking about. A modern day 2 is a 1970s 8, is a 1950s 12. So when you are looking to buy clothing, the tag is not going to help unless you know, like I said, the brand and how it fits you and the era from which it comes. If you are a vintage clothing shopper, you already know this. You know that you have to go by the garment measurements and not by whatever a label says, because size labels don't tell the whole truth. So yeah, we've got a 2, we've got an 8. Basically the same size skirt, but two totally different size tags because they're from two totally different eras. I could even find a current day skirt. If I spent enough money online, I could do that for you, and I could find you a modern day skirt in the same size, a 6 or an 8, that is the same size as the pink one here, right? It's frustrating. This is one of the reasons women are so frustrated when they go shopping. How do we avoid that frustration? Use your tape measure. Know your garment measurements. I will link a blog post about it down in the description below because I talk about the power of knowing your garment measurements. I actually keep my own, some of them in my phone. I even keep them for some of my clients if I know they're looking for a particular item. So yeah, get your your favorite garment measurements, put them in your phone, and travel with I lost my tape measure. Travel with a tape measure. If you're going shopping, if you're having not just, I happen to stop and look, but hey, if you keep it in your purse all the time, helpful, handy. Excuse me. But if you know you're going on a shopping trip for the day, like your purpose is to go find things, do yourself a favor. Make your life easier. Take a tape measure. Rule out stuff that is not in your wheelhouse right away. Like maybe, and you can also, the best thing is, okay, look, the waist is here, the waist is perfect, but oh, no, those hips are just way too narrow or way too wide. When you know that, you can tell immediately on the cut of something whether it's going to work for you or not. So just some thoughts about that today. If you find anything valuable, do me a favor, like, subscribe. You know how it works. It makes the algorithms work. Again, I'm Liz Kleba from Closet Play Image. There's so much more about wardrobing, capsule wardrobe, styling, you name it, over on my blog. That's closetplay.biz, closetplay.biz. Biz rhymes with Liz. I'm Liz Kleba from Closet Play Image. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today because your time is valuable and any of it you spend with me is a gift. Thanks again so much. Stay safe and sound, sane and stylish. See you next week.